I want to give a shout out to the Dallas Mavericks fan base, who is as good as any fan base I've played for. Just tremendous support for that team. Just tremendous energy and everything. I really enjoyed my 2 months in Dallas. There's obviously a potential that I end up there in the future, and I'm a free agent, but my focus right now is just going to be on my health going forward. I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to contribute more in Dallas and in this playoff run. I know we talked about this briefly, Tommy, about a month ago, and it was right around the time that I was seeing a couple specialists and surgeons to get sort of second and third opinions on different things. But basically, just to be totally transparent, I have what's called Haglund's, which is an overgrown heel bone. Because of that, I'm having some bursitis in my bursa sac next to my heel bone. And then because of all that, and because of just my age and playing basketball for so long, I've got some tears in my Achilles tendon at the insertion where it attaches to the heel bone. So surgery may be in my future to clean all that up. The surgery is not fun, and the rehab's not fun. But right now, I want to kind of decompress and be with my family and enjoy my kids for a little bit, and then we'll sort of make a decision on the game plan going forward.
I was going to say, when you're shouting out the Mavs fans, and I would echo that just even in my brief interactions with them, how awesome they've been. But you've mentioned to me a couple times, you did a couple of days ago in LA, how much you enjoyed the overall organization in Dallas. And I think, obviously the players, you basically get along with the players everywhere you are. So that isn't necessarily a new thing. But the organization top to bottom, and you had a relationship with Mark, predating being on the team. But I mean, do you want to mention that just briefly? Because it's something you've brought up, not just to me, but you've brought up to other friends and everything like that, how good a time you had with them. And so I think that is something that's definitely unique.
Yeah, no, it's listen, Dallas was good people. Mark, Donnie Nelson, Rick Carlisle. Rick was so good with me, just honest and transparent. We developed a great relationship off the court even, and spent some time together off the court. So I just, so much respect for the three of them and what they've been able to build. I should also just shout out the training staff in Dallas. My guy, Casey Smith, who is an elite NBA sort of trainer. He's now the head of performance or whatever title he has. But their training staff is deep. Actually, Tommy, this is funny. So a few weeks ago, I admitted to one of the trainers that I have a Kings of Leon tattoo. This tattoo was
not a thing you should admit to most people, for the record, but whatever. I mean,
it gets worse. So prior to me getting a sleeve on my left arm, I got Kings of Leon lyrics tattooed on my left forearm. It's a match with smoke billowing out of the match, and the words.
How old were you, by the way, when you got this?
I was old. I was. I'm gonna explain this. Hold on. It says single book of matches, gonna burn what's standing in the way. Okay. So this was a Kings of Leon song called Pyro. It's the opening lyrics to Pyro. And I was really bored during the NBA lockout. And there was this establishment in downtown Orlando. A third of the establishment was a tattoo parlor. The other third was a bar. And then right in the middle was a stripper pole. And the proprietor and his wife owned it, of course. The wife would teach stripping classes, essentially, on the pole while people were having a tall boy PBR and getting a tattoo. And I was bored during the lockout. This was the only tattoo. Unfortunately, you can make fun of my tattoos or whatever, but this was the only tattoo I ever woke up the next morning and I was like, shit, what did I do? Why did I do that? A little regret there. So anyways, training staff finds out about this. This guy, Casey number 2, Casey Spangs, and Casey Spangler, we call him Spangs. But Casey found out about it, and for the last 3 weeks has just been telling everyone in the organization that I have a Creed tattoo, a Puddle of Mud tattoo, a Nickelback tattoo. So I'll have like random people in the organization just come up to me, in a practice, in the locker room, whatever. And they're like, hey man, I heard you had a Daughtry tattoo.
That is so funny. That is you brought this on yourself.
I did.
There's no defense of that.
And because of this, I had to, about 2 weeks ago, I started a daily Dallas Mavericks trainer power rankings. And Casey, number 2, of course, not Casey Smith, Casey Spangler, who I love. Casey was firmly in that number 2 spot in the power rankings, but he has since dropped to 8th or 9th in the power rankings because he completely blew up my spot on the Kings of Leon tattoo.